Today, I'm going to be giving you 3 tips that you can build your network as a football agent. You see, a lot of football agents have players at their disposal, but one thing they never have is building the network. So you end up having, let's take, for example, 3 or 4, 5 players, and they stay with you, and you can't do anything with them. They end up leaving you because of one reason: network. Network with clubs. What is the powerful? Or what is your network with clubs? So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your network with clubs. So the first thing I will look at is face-to-face contact. So I can't emphasize this a lot. Face-to-face contact, that is the most powerful network you can always have. So let me break this down. So you see a lot of time, agents spam sporting directors sending emails, head of recruitment, sending emails, scouts sending emails to get their players to clubs. One thing is, majority of the time they never get replies, and the reason is those people don't know you, because this industry is about relationship. Those people don't know you. I'm speaking from an experience point of view. For me, traveling, going to Copenhagen, that's in Denmark, traveling to Norway, traveling to places just to discover how to build network. And one thing, when I speak to sporting director, head of recruitment, interviewing them, the first thing I ask also is, how do you build, what is the best way to build network with you guys? And we'll be having this conversation. You hear someone, the sporting director can say, in the big leagues, let's give an example. If I'm to buy a player for 2 million, there's no way I'm spending the club's money 2 million, for example, 2 million to bring have a conversation with an agent just by email that I don't have a clue about him. So that's the fact. And if you think of it now, if you start to reason it, you also think, he's right. Because why will you spend the club's money uh, to buy a player that you don't also trust that player, and you don't even trust the agent? You have not built any relationship with the agent, except it's the people already playing, let's take, for example, Premier League or elite level, that you can just scout everything about the player, have every details about the player. Then you see that the player is already tested, and then you have to just look for the agent and communicate with the agent. That is different. But if you're an agent working your way up, that the deals are like 2 million deals and those kind of deals, it's very challenging for you to write an email to an agent and he responds when you're talking about 2 million transfer. So the first way is to solve this problem is you have to find a way to network face to face with the agent. Now, some people are going to say, well, I'm far away. That's the thing, because the money is quite huge. No one wants to spend that money. The sporting director don't want to spend 2 million, and if he makes a mistake and then he loses his job, because 2 million might be difficult for the club to recover it. So that's the fact. When I speak to CEOs, sporting directors, head of recruitment, these are the vital things they say. So your point is, if you want to become an elite agent or an agent who make a living out of this industry, your first part is you have to find a way to network face to face with with clubs. Let me say clubs, sporting directors, whatsoever you may call it, but find a way to travel and have a face to face contact. That's the first way. Now, the second way is also you can do it remotely, which is a little bit challenging. The best is the first to first, but you can do it remotely. But now you have to use LinkedIn to start contacting sporting directors, head of recruitment, all those people. You contact them and start to build a connection with them. What do I mean start to build a connection with them? Send them contact requests. Then after you start engaging on their posts regularly, you do that regularly and start to build relationship with them. When you build your relationship with someone, because LinkedIn is, I will recommend LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a professional platform. It's not like Instagram or whatsoever platform. Yes, those platforms are good platform, but when you want to meet people for like sporting directors, it's always on LinkedIn. Those kind of that platform. So I would recommend it that if you're an agent and you are not on LinkedIn, try to join LinkedIn, because there you can build your network more. So on LinkedIn, the first thing is you send a contact request to those people. Don't go and spam them with emails, because those things are not going to work. So when you send a contact request, then now you look at what he has been doing. You try to provide value for him. Find a way to provide value for that person. And when you provide value on LinkedIn, it can be like you check his profile that he is posting certain things, and you think that you can help him, assist him, Or not only that, you feel that you can, yeah, you feel that you can communicate with him, but don't go and start spamming him because it looks like you're already desperate. So the first thing is try to build your connection there on LinkedIn with him. So when you build your connection on LinkedIn with the sporting director, head of equipment, then at one point in time, you can start to enter into different phases of the conversation. So that's very important. So that's the second thing, LinkedIn. So the first face-to-face communication, the second LinkedIn, and then the last one, which is challenging also, which is very challenging, is emails and or emails. But now, how do you use email to communicate with someone? This is challenging, but now you need to build a lot of trust. So first, how do you go to first the contact page of the club, and you find who is the sporting director and start to communicate. Just praise him. You can say you can be watching the game. You can say things like, well, I'm not saying that you should fake it, but you have to do the things. So what you can say is you'll be watching your games and you analyze. You tell him something that it's actually happened in the game, and you just say you'll be following him from afar. But of course, those things are things that you should also eventually do. Don't just sit and send an email to someone that you haven't done anything. Let's take, for example, like an agent can send a message that I've watched 5 of your games and I discovered that you won 3-2, 3-0, whatsoever. Everyone can check that one on scores, on live scores. Say something that you feel is useful that will move the needle. So that's what I mean. Don't say just something local that anyone can say. And that's when you kick on the conversation. Then you start talking, and then you can build conversation for like that. And then try to always, when they have a win, you explain what you thought, and then you say, "Oh, congrats! You really like the way the team play." Those kind of stuff, like you be interested in the club that you want to work with. That's just the thing. Be interested in the club that you want to work with. And when you're interested like that, then you start building that reputation. Then at the end, now you can do a Zoom call if you put in necessary. You can do a Zoom call. Then you end up communicating and saying that, okay, you offer this is the kind of player that you offer, but if at one point in time they need this kind of solution, because it's always you as an agent, you're always there to provide solution. Don't go saying don't go begging, because begging, it doesn't really move the needle. No one is in the football world to listen to people begging for network and whatsoever. So when you go that way and you communicate with Zoom call and tell the sporting director something in the line of, well, I've really watched your team, the team play. I really like the team, and well, in future, if you need any services on players in this kind of position, like let's say for example a winger, because I know what you're or the kind of things you want your wingers to do. Maybe he wants wingers dropping in the pocket, and you tell him things like that he wants to hear, and then you keep on building from there. And yeah, that's it. But apart from that, I'll just give you one thing. Um, then you can read a book like this. You can read books like this. How to influence and influence people. You learn how to communicate well with human beings, because that's very important too. Because I feel like to be a top agent or to keep growing as an agent or in any industry, actually, you have to learn to grow your brain, because the first thing the people you're working with are human beings, and until you learn how to communicate well with people and learn how to deal with people, then you understand that, okay, this is what needs to be done this is what needs to be done to move the needle. So those were just 3 basic tips I gave you, and if you apply it effectively, it's going to move the needle for you. Okay, I'm speaking at the point with experience that I travel a lot, and most of the time that I try to build my network, I use one of those threes. And also I try to, because I've learned a lot of human relationship by reading books like this, as I said. So it's quite easy for me to be able to know how to network with the sporting director. So that's why my advice is, if you feel like you want to grow more, you need to learn how to read books. It's going to help you a lot, because it's going to develop your brain. It's going to let you know what the 1% or the elite people, how they think. So that's my advice to you. And if you can do that, then it's going to help you build you as an agent in future. Okay. Okay, that's it for the video. I'm Gaucho Brian, FIFA licensed agent living in Finland. I do help agents build a network. And if you see you need something If you feel you need services or you need to grow your network ASAP as soon as possible, then you can book a mentorship call with me below, and I'm going to help you build your network from there, or I'm going to give you tips what to do, and then we're going to do it practically. Then I'm going to give you various ideas on what you should be doing. If it comes to email, how to write an email. If it comes to networking face to face, what to say. If it comes to doing online networking, what to do. If you can apply those things, as I said, it will be helpful. But also, if you want to grow as fast as possible, as I say, then you can book a mentorship call, and I'm going to take you through that process, as I always do with other agents, so that your network can start growing. Okay, take care and bye for now. See you in another video. Take care.